The moon hung high over the village of Zoloma, casting long shadows as if it, too, had secrets to keep. In this land of chiefs and warriors, of love and betrayal, fate wove a tale that none would forget. Kazuma, the humble son of Chief Nosa, had little to his name but a heart full of dreams. Musia, the daughter of Chief Zigolo, was the kind of woman poets sang about, beautiful, ambitious, and as fierce as she was kind. While Kazuma toiled in the fields, building his farm from nothing, Musia commanded the largest livestock business in the region. They were an unlikely match, but love does not ask for permission. For 3 years, they held on to each other, their love unshaken. And then, on a night when the stars burned bright, Kazuma knelt before Musia and asked her to be his wife. Yes, she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. The village rejoiced. Their families, both of noble blood, approved the union. Kazuma, eager to make it official, carried gifts to the village elders, seeking their blessings. They accepted his offerings with smiles, reminding him of the treasure he had in Musia. But not everyone was pleased. Chief Goloma sat among the elders, his heart a nest of vipers. His daughter, Muata, had watched from the shadows as Kazuma and Musia's love flourished. She wanted him desperately, and her father, ever envious of Chief Zigolo's success, saw an opportunity. He would not allow Musia to win. Fate turned its gaze upon Kazuma. Not long after his engagement, fortune smiled upon him. He secured a contract to supply livestock and food to distant towns, a deal that would make him one of the wealthiest men in Zoloma. Overjoyed, he rushed to the elders, singing praises of his newfound success. They cheered for him, but one among them remained silent. Chief Goloma only smiled, his mind already weaving its dark plot. That night, under the cover of darkness, Goloma sent for Kazuma. Come, my son, he said, pouring him a drink. Let us speak as men. Kazuma, trusting and grateful, drank deeply. And then Goloma spoke. You believe Musia loves you? He asked, his voice smooth as silk. She accepted you when you were poor, yes. But now you are a great man, and great men do not belong to women like her. She will control you, use you. But my daughter, Mota, she has loved you in silence, waiting patiently. She will give you peace, respect, a love untainted by ambition. Kazuma frowned. Musia would never. Goloma leaned in. Are you certain? Or has she simply fooled you? Something shifted inside Kazuma. His love, once solid as stone, wavered. A creeping fog clouded his mind, filling him with doubt. The drink in his veins burned like whispers in the night. The next morning, he woke with a heaviness he could not explain, and then he stopped visiting Musia. At first, Musia did not believe it. He must be busy, she told herself. He would come, but the days turned into weeks, and when Kazuma returned from his travels, he no longer sought her out. Instead, he spent his nights in Mwata's company. Musia's heart crumbled. She begged for answers. Have I wronged you? She asked, tears streaking her face. Tell me, Kazuma. If I have sinned, let me repent. But Kazuma, his heart poisoned by Goloma's words and the charm that ran through his blood, only looked at her with cold, empty eyes. You have done nothing, he said. I simply do not love you anymore. The village erupted in whispers. Kazuma and Mwata were seen together more often. Musia's shame became entertainment for the crew, and from the shadows, her own sister, Koita, watched with satisfaction. Koita had always envied Musia, their parents' favorite, the successful one, the beautiful one. Now, with Musia brought low, Koita did what she did best. She whispered. She slithered into Kazuma and Mota's circle, feeding them lies. Musia only wanted him for his money, she said. She never truly loved him. And Kazuma, blinded by deceit, believed every word. The wedding was set. Kazuma and Muata would be wed before the entire village. But fate, ever watchful, had other plans. An old woman, a mere servant in Goloma's household, had seen what others had missed. She had watched as Goloma and Muata prepared the potion that bewitched Kazuma. On the eve of the wedding, she spoke. Kazuma, she said, her voice trembling with age. You have been deceived. Goloma and Muata gave you a charm to cloud your mind, to make you forget your love for Musia. You were tricked. Like thunder cracking across the sky, the truth struck Kazuma. The fog lifted, and suddenly he remembered Musia's kindness, her love, the way she had stood by him. He had thrown it all away. Rage boiled in his veins. He stormed into Goloma's compound, his voice shaking the walls. You deceived me, he roared. You stole my love from me. Goloma only smirked. And what will you do now, Kazuma? That damage is done. Kazuma turned to Mota, his face filled with disgust. I could never marry you, he spat. You and your father are nothing but liars. He left them standing there, humiliated before the entire village. But it was too late. Musia was gone. Musia left Zoloma with nothing but her dignity. If love has betrayed me, she declared, then let me build a future where betrayal cannot find me. She rebuilt her business in another land, and there she met Tunde, a man richer, kinder, and wiser than Kazuma had ever been. But this time, she did not flaunt her love. She kept it hidden, even from Koita. And then one day, she sent a message to her family. I'm having my introduction ceremony. The village arrived, expecting a simple gathering. Instead, they walked into a grand wedding. Gasp filled the air. Koita stood frozen. Kazuma, who had come out of curiosity, felt his chest tighten. He had lost her forever. A twisted end. Kazuma never found peace. He married another woman, but his marriage was filled with misery. Muata, disgraced, fled to another land, bearing children for men who never claimed her. Madness took root in her soul. And Koita? She remained in the shadows, watching as the sister she had envied thrived, while she, herself, faded into nothing. For jealousy is a disease that eats the soul, and envy is a fire that consumes even the one who lights it. Kazuma learned too late that love, once betrayed, seldom returns. Koita learned that bitterness is a poison that destroys from within, and Muata learned that deception always leads to ruin. But Musia, she proved that dignity and strength are the greatest weapons against betrayal. And in the end, success is the best revenge.